So we have two local school districts, not local, one local to Sacramento, one from the North San Diego area. Is that Eastern San Diego or Northern San Diego, Mr. Vopel? Eastern San Diego. And this is related to refugee student support programs. This is an issue that we thought would be important to hear this year. California is certainly home to a great number of refugees, and we're proud of that. And regardless of what the debate is in Washington, there still is an issue of refugees properly vetted coming to California, and we want to make sure that they do well and that we can help assimilate them into our California society. And so a big part of that is the public school system. So we have a panel here to talk about these issues and what we could potentially do to improve the situation. So first I would allow our school board member from the Cajon Valley School District and our Associate Superintendent for San Juan Unified to present to us.
Good morning. My name is Tamara Otero, and I'm a trustee of the Cajon Valley Union School District in El Cajon. We're a pre-K through 8th grade district of 27 schools serving nearly 17,000 students. Today, refugees make up nearly 1 in 5 students in our district, mostly from Iraq and other Middle Eastern countries. I'm here today to share a little bit about the wonderfully diverse family of students who are anxious to be the next generation of Americans. Several months ago, we put out an all-call for stories about our refugee students. In the packet that we provided you, you'll find a booklet of these stories written by teachers about their students. These stories will describe the true lives of our students better than we could. They write about middle school students with no previous formal education that stay after school for hours because they're excited to finally read, opening a new and exciting world for them. There are stories of teachers learning from students, stories about the curiosity and wonderment that students elicit in one another. Shocking stories about war and trauma are in there too. We wanted to share these with you because they paint a true picture of everyday classroom experiences in our schools. We've had English learners in the Cajon Valley area for a very long time. About half of our students today speak a language other than English at home. But I can tell you that the students coming from war have a particular need beyond language. We have young children crawling under their desks when they hear the bell, 10-year-old students who cry for weeks in front of their peers because school is the first time in their life they've been separated from their mother. This is the reality of educating children who grew up in refugee camps. Earlier this year, a team of us went to Dearborn, Michigan to learn from educators who have been serving a similar community for decades. When we returned, we started a newcomer task force. The recommendations from this group have influenced our new LCAP plan. English language coaches in schools for the first time, counselors, family liaisons, and training on trauma for students and teachers. We will continue our newcomer welcome program, which assigns a bilingual family liaison to every newcomer to welcome parents and understand their needs. Our parent university, which is currently grant funded, also has a key role in bridging wide cultural gaps in schools. Your packet also includes articles in the press about our work from the Washington Post, the AP, the Atlantic, the Union Tribune, and others. In the Atlantic, we were credited with actually looking into the community and appreciating what the needs are and then making the changes. We are doing what we can, but the truth is that refugee students have exceptional needs, and they arrive all throughout the year, as you can see by the data sheet that we provided. This year, we received over 850 newcomers since August, more than double this time last year. Hundreds of them arrived after the CalPADS reporting data, which means hundreds of thousands of dollars of our own expenditures will be unfunded this year. With funding from the California Welcomes Refugee Package, we would be able to implement the full recommendation of the Newcomer Task Force in order to properly serve all of our newcomer students. We'd like to hire additional Arabic and Farsi-speaking paraprofessional staff to support transition to school and in-class language support. Our students need counseling services and one-on-one assessments in their native language. We also want to expand opportunities for teachers to connect more deeply with the students and parents through home visits and refugee simulations. And we want to invest in our teacher pipeline efforts in order to bring more Arabic-speaking teachers into our community and into our schools. Ultimately, I believe the question that we all need to ask ourselves is, what future do we see for these children? Do we see one of long-term social dependency because of a gap in education, language, and skills? Or do we see one of success, supported by care and compassion, and strengthened through learning opportunities in schools to help them become contributing members of society? Hope is a powerful stimulant for growth. Thank you. And again, I'm Tamara Otero, and I appreciate your time, Mr. McCarty.
Thank you for your testimony.